Okay, next let's look at another four-voiced cadence type. I have the same two chords, 5, 1, and D here. And let's pick it apart and see what's different exactly here. So when it comes to the cadence, we still have root position A and D. So we still have 5, 1. So remember back to what I just said when we looked at perfect authentic cadence. The authentic refers to that it's a 5-1 cadence. The perfect refers to the bass note and the soprano note. So here, we still have 5-1. So it's still an authentic cadence by that logic, right? And that is true. It is still an authentic cadence. But is it perfect? We have 5-1 in the bass. And in the soprano, what we need to have is 7-1 or 2-1. So 1 is D. That's my closest D. So I don't have a 2-1 because this E to D would be considered separate voices. So I have a 2-3 and I have a 7-1, but that's not the soprano voice. That's not the top voice. So I don't have a 2-1 or a 7-1. So this is not perfect. This is, you might say, imperfect. And in fact, that's exactly what it's called. Imperfect authentic cadence. Sometimes we abbreviate this to IAC. So if you're doing an analysis and you see IAC, that means imperfect authentic cadence. So the rule for the imperfect authentic cadence is that it's still 5-1. The bass is still in the chords are still in root position, so our bass is still 1-1, but we've done something different with the soprano voice. We've taken the soprano voice and not had it land on tonic. That's really kind of what's happening here. Soprano here is ending on the third. It's not ending on tonic like it did here. We could also stretch this a little farther, and if either of these chords were in an inversion, any kind of inversion that works with voice leading, it would also be an imperfect authentic cadence. So that means they don't have to be in root position. If these were not in root position, it would still be an imperfect authentic cadence. That's allowed for this kind of a cadence. Now, sonically, the difference is that a perfect authentic cadence is a much stronger cadence. It very much says 5-1, this is the end. An imperfect authentic cadence says 5-1, this is the end, I think. That was a weird way to explain that, but maybe it kind of works. Let's hear them. Let's hear them a little slower. Okay, here's the imperfect. You know, it's kind of subtle out of context, but if you heard it in a whole piece, you might say, oh, that was perfect or that was imperfect. You could probably hear it. So there you go. Perfect authentic cadences in four voices and imperfect. Oh, the four voices, the inner two voices, same deal as over here. We've got some flexibility with them as long as we don't break any of the other rules.